And to everybody watching, y'all remember the movie Little Shop of Horrors? Remember? Little Shop of Horrors, bop to wop. Little Shop of Terror, bop to wop. Little Shop of Horrors, oh, 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 oh. Remember, the girl from Pam from Martin and the red girl from Martin was in that movie. I don't know if y'all remember that. Before there was Martin Lawrence. Donald Trump listened to James Williams, also known as the Stankonian ambassador, when he's clowning and joking. But I am an ambassador. I'm an ambassador for sure. Jesus Christ made me an ambassador. I need you to listen to the ambassador real quick. You see, that right there is Audrey 2. Simo is you. And then there's Audrey 1, which is America. Okay? And see, when you came out, you made some promises. And everybody was patient with you. Audrey 2 was patient with you. Because you pricked the finger and you started feeding Audrey 2 with your own blood. Prick the finger again, and then you start getting band-aids on your finger. And then you say, okay, I can't keep on feeding Audrey 2 my own blood. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in Elon Musk and we're going to have Doge cuts. And so you went in and you started cutting everything with Doge, and all the people loved it. Audrey 2 was excited. You chopping up bodies. Throwing legs in there, throwing arms in there, throwing heads in there, torsos, feet, everything. And then you kept on feeding. Kept feeding Audrey 2 till she got big. And then you left. You walked out on her and you closed the door. Because you got distracted. You had other things going on. You had all these other pretty girls that wanted your attention. The Iranian girl, the Persian girl, she wanted your attention. The Israeli girl wanted your attention. The Indian girls want your attention. The Al-Qaeda girls want your attention. The African girls want your attention. Them Nigerian, big booty Nigerian girls want your attention. All these women came out and you ignoring Audrey. And she just sitting there hungry. I can't wait to Simo get back. Feed me, Simo. Feed me all night long. Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And a couple of days ago, I did a video about the dethroning of Ben Shapiro. And I said, Ben Shapiro has been dethroned. And if you want to know, if you want to drive back to the moment when he was dethroned, you have to credit the Hodge twins for the dethroning of Ben Shapiro. And I know to the average watcher or listener, what I'm going to say doesn't make sense, but the truth of the matter is everything we've discussed on this channel, everything starts in the realm of the spirit, and then it's made manifest into this realm. Let's go find the Hodge twins and their post, and let's look at the date, and then we'll come back to where we are today. Again, Hodge twins, you did a damn good job, Hodge twins, on a damn good show. This is a damn good show. Shut up, Kevin. Shut up, Kevin. Them dudes is hilarious. They did a damn good job with this one. And I'll show you where. All right, here it is, and here my is. This is me up there, me down there. I don't know why my eye look like that right now. Maybe it's the way the light shining on my eye. Look like my right eye is beady-eyed. I ain't beady-eyed like that. Hold on, let me check and see. Do I got beady eyes like that? No, my eye don't look beady like that. What the hell is going on with my eye, man? Anyway, it was the Hodge twins who made this post initially. And back then I was saying, hey, if you really want to take these dudes down, all you got to do is inject Jesus. Give them the Jesus vaccine into the conversation. The Hodge twins did it. I don't know if the Holy Spirit inspired them to do it. I don't know how they came to this point, but they made a damn good move. The Hodge twins just made a damn good checkmate move, and they did it. And then I'm going to play the clip of what he has to say, and then we'll move on to what has transpired since this happened. This video was posted 2 days ago. Damn, it was only 2 days ago that this happened. And then you notice that the tide has changed against old Ben and Shapiro. But let me play what I had to say on a video. We're going to play what Ben Shapiro had to say. Then they are heathen. And I'm going to say what the hell I got to say and how I got to say it in the most relentless manner there is. That's why they're scared of Nick Fuentes. People like Nick Fuentes get this. That's why they're on attack. That's why they're nervous about Candace Owens. Candace Owens gets this. That's why she's on the attack. But it's that generation understands this thing. And it's obvious. Watch. Here we go.
Revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble, just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against the Roman and got killed for their trouble.
So he,
you know, from a Jewish point of view, where we don't believe in the divinity of Christ, I think that there you can make an argument that the Gospels, which were written,
he was just a prophet, and
significant. No, we don't even believe he was a prophet.
What do you think he was? What do you guys think?
What do I think he was historically? I think he was a Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble, just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against the Roman and got killed for their trouble.
So he became legend in story, and it became a bigger and bigger deal as time went on.
Yeah, he had a group of followers, and then that gradually grew, and then
do you think he was resurrected?
No, that's not a Jewish belief.
Okay, I just want to check.
Yeah, no, we're not into
we're not into
miracle stories. No, that's not. No.
You don't have any miracles?
No, not by Jesus. Right?
No?
They're ones in the Old Testament.
Ones?
Like I can't join a church. I assume I don't believe the things that people in the church believe.
You probably could if you donate. You got to give the right amount of money.
Well, I don't believe in the Jesus, so there's that. There's
the
that
Jesus.
Part. Yeah, that's not my thing, right? I mean, so that's from a Jew.
2 days ago, the Hodge twins brought this up about what he said. But it was Dr. Maria Lupulus that posted. And then the Hodge twins reposted. Then everybody and their mama reposted the repost. Right? All right, so I called then. I said, hey, here comes the dethroning of Ben Shapiro. Now, that's that point in time, this back and forth, blah, 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 blah. Then Ben Shapiro goes on with full pride, that stiff-neck pride, the same stiff-necked pride described in the Bible as God, Yahweh, describes the Jewish people. He called them stiff-necked and proud, and I want you to notice that he's stiff-necked like this. And blah, 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 blah. And then he goes stiff-necked and proud to Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly, the problem is that, Candace Owens is saying that Charlie Kirk's wife is responsible for Charlie Kirk's murder. Remember that? Remember that on the last video? Ooh, ooh, it's going down. I'm yelling, timber, you better move. You better dance. This is where we at. Now, let me go back to my bookmarks. I should be doing this differently, but I'm doing it the way I do it. Now I need to pause real quick. Sorry, I'll be right back. Now, I'm borrowing this clip from Alex, so Alex might break in. See, Alex going to break in. He going to bust a move, because that's how he do. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be talking from the call. So we're going to let Alex chop it up a little bit. Then we're going to get to the Megyn Kelly clip if he don't, you know what I'm saying, if he don't spend the whole 5 minutes spazzing. But the point I'm making is this. He went and made the accusation against Megyn Kelly's sister in the faith. And this is all we have to do. All you have to do as Christians is, if your brother or sister in the faith is innocent of what's being accused against them, then you just show the proof, and then you keep it moving, and people will be dethroned. But you can't be like, oh, I'm competing with the person and this person, this. Okay, Alex is talking. Hold on. All right, I'm going to save you him spazzing about it. You got to remember, Megyn Kelly was a person that they sent to Alex Jones to set him up. We had the camera light on the bottom of him like this in a dark room, making him look like he was a devil while they was trying to get their prosecution cases going. So I know he feels a certain kind of way about Megyn Kelly. But true to being a mature man in the arena, I'm pretty sure he's gonna express himself and let it go. But we're not gonna chime into the Alex Jones rant. We'll just go ahead and grab what Megyn Kelly had to say. We're gonna get a little tail end of him ranting, but it's gonna be all right.
Don't know about that. So you sit back and go, God damn, she sounds good. She's so well spoken. It's a stage setup. She was well spoken before, dumb fucks.
He said that Candace has been claiming Erica Kirk was behind the murder of Charlie, which I had not heard, and I was taken aback because that seems like something I would have heard. It's so crazy. And I have since learned it is not true. Candace has not made that claim. And in fact, I've now seen several clips of Candace specifically defending Erica Kirk and saying she would never make a claim like that about Erica, and that she is open-minded to other people at Turning Point. That's obvious. She's been making that point. I had heard that point, but she's specifically been defending Erica Kirk. And she's been saying she does not think that of Erica. And in fact, if you read her comments, she's under pressure to make comments about Erica. And so far, what I've seen, she hasn't. So thank you for that question.
I'm cutting this critical announcement.
That's all you need to do. That's all it takes. Let me go back to Megan. That's all it takes. You see, if everybody that was a Christian would just, instead of going back and forth with Jack Boy, stiff-neck Ben Shapiro, my name's Ben Shapiro, and wait until the tariffs that Donald Trump, the Supreme Court votes against the tariffs of Donald Trump, and the stock market rallies by thousands of points, and then how's Donald Trump going to explain that? The never-Trumper, Ben Shapiro, who never was a part of MAGA, who's now, I don't even understand how this is perceived as a civil war in MAGA when people who never supported Donald Trump start attacking people who did support Donald Trump, and it's a civil war. And be like, oh, the MAGA civil war. How do you understand how that's possible? That's crazy. And what bothers me is that the president of the United States, all you got to do, President Donald Trump, is real simple. All you got to do is this. Bring old Tucker Carlson out to the golf course, play around the golf with Tucker Carlson. They're going to rant and rave. That's going to silence all this foolishness because Tucker is with you. Now, if they're going to attack Tucker, if they're going to turn and attack you for being with Tucker Carlson, they're going to show their true colors. I see your true colors shining through. Just bring them on up there. As a matter of fact, bring Nick Fuentes while you're at it. Bring Nick, bring Tucker, go on play around the golf. Let them attack, let them burn their attack out. Let them flame on. And be done with it. Or it's even simpler. If Donald doesn't want to get his hands dirty and messy because for right now he needs certain support from certain people, it's real easy. All the pundits, all you have to do is just play the clips of Ben Shapiro attacking Jesus Christ, denying Jesus Christ. And just say, okay, you're going to take the word of a man who doesn't believe that Jesus Christ is God and how he wants to exert influence over a Christian movement. And just say, no, we're not doing it. Real simple. Real simple. Everybody do the same thing. What's going to happen is the talking point is going to be picked up about who he is and what his belief system is. And so now Jesus has been injected into it. And so he's going to have to fight Jesus. Not you, not Nick Fuentes, not Alex Jones, not Megyn Kelly. He's going to have to fight Jesus. Make him fight the word of God. And then sit back and watch him crumble. Watch him crumble. But instead, everybody want to argue back and forth. I want to thank Megyn Kelly for what she did because just this simple act of honor and being honest is all you need to quench all that foolishness. So now he's proven to be a liar and he's been called out, for being a liar. He's been called out for it. So now what's his next move? Everybody should be watching to see what he does because what happens now is the narrative is by everybody, you attacked Candace Owens and you lied, and Megyn Kelly proved that you lied. So now what are you going to do? Attack Megyn Kelly? Now, if I was him, I would double down and attack Megyn Kelly. That would be the greatest mistake he could make, but he probably will do that because he's stiff-necked and proud and stiff-necked like the Lord described them. Stiff-necked and proud people. That's why he's going to blow them all up in the first place. They're like going to blow him up in the first place. That's why Moses had to go to him and say, hey, Lord, if you do this to these people, what will the world say? What will the other nations say that you led them out of Egypt to kill them in the desert? And I don't understand why people don't even understand. That's the same mentality. It's the same damn mentality over and over and over. Look at Benjamin Netanyahu when he's there. He's stiff-necked and proud. Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President, I want to give you the nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize, Mr. President. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. It's right there in your Bible. Pick it up, read it. It's right there in your Bible. Now, this right here is some important information. This right here is some damn good information. Matter of fact, I'm channeling the Hodge twins for the rest of this show. This right here is some damn good information. Shut up, Kevin. Shut up, Kevin. Watch this. Pollster Mark Mitchell sends a message to the Republican Party. What happens is when Trump wins an election, he convinces a higher population of under 40 voters to turn out for him than we've seen ever before. All the Republican Party say, oh, look at us. We're doing well. Yes, that's why the perfect attack on the Donald Trump administration is to attack the young voters. The Democrats have the liberal women. Clearly, they got the liberal women because the liberal women will vote in a damn Muslim communist. So what they say is, okay, we need to attack the young voters that support Donald Trump. How do you attack the young voters? The things that they care about, Epstein files, the thing that they don't like, that they have issues with, which is Israel, Netanyahu, them telling them how they should feel. And so that's the perfect attack. And so they put Donald Trump in a pincer attack. And Donald hasn't addressed any of it. And so it's just rumbling and boiling. Now I understand he's having his pundits come out and deal with it. But it's real easy if Donald just deals with it. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell is trending. Epstein cover-up is trending. Epstein files is trending. I mean, it's a perfect attack. But let's take a listen to what the young man has to say, the gentleman has to say about the polling data.
What I found is that I have my finger on the pulse of where the politics of America is going right now, and it is not going towards conservatism. Right. Conservatism has basically become the luxury value set that DC Republicans love to convince themselves will win hearts and minds finally this time. And everybody knows after we see zero action out of the Republican Party that it's basically just a grift job, just a donor harvesting operation, basically. Well, what do the youth want? What happens is when Trump wins an election, he convinces a higher proportion of the under 40 vote to turn out for him than we've ever seen before. All of the Republicans say, oh, look at us. We're so great. We just, we won the youth vote because Republicans are great. And it's like, no, these people are not conservative and they hate you. Right. They only voted for Trump to give him a chance of fixing America, and you're screwing it up. And so I look at these people, even the ones that say they support Trump are overwhelmingly supporting socialist policies. And, that's wild. That's new. These people want major industries nationalized. They want excess wealth distribution. They just want America fixed, and they don't care how it's done. And so I think there's this aspect of Trump support that really gets overlooked, which has been like young, angry online men that have been the butt of American society. And these people are not reading William F. Buckley. They want a strong man. They want things fixed. And unfortunately, they've been around for 10 years. They haven't really seen a lot of stuff get fixed. And now all of a sudden, it's like, well, Trump came in. He was wrecking the government. Everybody loved it. And then that stopped. And what happened? Well, probably the Uniparty killed Doge. Donald Trump was getting a 60% approval rating of under 40 voters. That's just insane. That's literally nutso. And now where is it? It's 35%. And who do those people like now? They like Mamdani. So you have this core voter, though, and like the keyboard warriors and the 4chan folks and all these people have always been there, and they've always been a pariah. And I come out and explain to the society that they don't want Republicans. They just want you to fix things. And these people are important. And what do I get? I got 300 DMs of people from mostly Gen Z, but some millennials who are like, listen, I gave Republicans a chance. I'm so demoralized. And some of these are just brutal. I'll just read one. I'll join the club here. Completely done with MAGA and Trump. The federal government could freeze assets of illegals tomorrow.
And therein lies the problem with inaction. And Donald Trump is going out and he's talking about the economy is the greatest thing on the planet, this. And people want to see action. And this is the danger that we find ourselves in. I mean, it's really that dangerous. Because no one can comprehend. So, for example, the average American citizen can't comprehend how come Kilmore Brega Garcia is still in this country. I can't comprehend how in the fuck is Kilmore Brega Garcia still in this country. How in the world does ICE go arrest 3,000 people in Chicago and then a judge says we're going to release those people and you don't arrest that judge? or you don't do something about that. And see, this goes back to Pam Bondi, goes back to Cash Patel, it goes back to Dan Bongino, and it goes back to that dude in the FBI whose name I can't remember, but the dude that was messing with Alex Jones. Those 4 people is Donald Trump's problem. And I know Donald's doing some things right now, but boy, Donald Trump, you need to get them done faster. The beauty of it is, it's like the waves on the ocean. You got the crest of the wave, and then the wave goes down. All it takes is for him to start arresting people. Period. Now, if you go into January 2026, February, March, April, May, June, and ain't nobody been arrested, and all we talking about is Israel and their war and peace treaties and deals, oh boy, you gonna guarantee that Democrats they're gonna sweep the Republicans. You're gonna guarantee it, because the expectation of people is they want justice. They want blood for what was done to them. I said this at the very beginning. When Donald Trump won, I said people want retribution. They want retribution against the system, which Donald came out and they was dealing with the system, then they stopped it. They want retribution against the corruption that is affecting them. And see, these younger kids, they like, nah, I really don't. I don't give a shit about none of that stuff you talking. Now, do I think they all gonna go vote for Mamdani? No. That Mamdani vote was young liberal white women. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother class of stupidity. Do I think young conservative men would ever vote for Mamdani? Hell no. I don't think they would. That don't make no damn sense. But I guarantee you, if you don't do something and get something done, ain't no telling what the hell they'll do. They might just say, nope, not voting at all. Nope, I don't care. I'd rather watch it all burn. That's the direction I'm leaning in. They'll sit there and say, hey, you know what? I voted you in to do something. You haven't done a damn thing. If you don't do it, I don't believe J.D. Vance is going to do it. If I don't believe J.D. Vance is going to do it, then I don't believe anybody's going to do it. Screw it. Y'all go play y'all game. We going to tune out and go on about our business and play video games. And we'll get with the globalist program of using drugs and playing video games and take our cryptocurrency for our minimum basic income and say, screw you. Now you go fix it. Essentially what they will do is they will doom the family of President Donald Trump. They will be the executioners of the Trump family and the Trump legacy. Because if you don't have that support going into the midterms and the Democrats get control and then they start doing their investigations and all the rest of this crap and you haven't dealt with it, they're going to take out you and your family, President Donald Trump. And so your life is actually in the hands of that younger generation of MAGA that wants to see you do something. Me, I'm not voting for no socialist. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. Me, I'm not voting for no damn Democrat. I done seen what the Democrats do to the cities. Hell no, ain't nothing you can do to get. But them, no, they screw you. Screw you. That's what they gonna say. That's what little Nick Fuentes is saying right now with his 30 million listener audience. Screw you. You ain't gonna do nothing. Screw you. I can't be mad at them dudes, bro. I can't be mad at them. Because they sat there and watched America first get kidnapped by all these other interests of other people and nothing being done. But I said this, ladies and gentlemen, I said the attack on a man like Donald Trump is to get him consumed with his own consumption. If you've been watching me, I said this. They are getting Donald Trump consumed with his own consumption because you can't beat him head on. You can't come in and challenge him because you get dethroned. So what you have to do is you have to get him consumed with doing what he thinks is good. And then him come and saying, and that's what you experienced with the Laura Ingraham interview. He came out to talk about all the good he did. He expected a pat on the back. And it is great things. I mean, stopping 8-9 wars is great. You know what I'm saying? All those things are great things. The problem is those things don't translate to the American people and what their expectation was of President Donald Trump. Therein lies the problem. So, and then what happens is when he doesn't get that recognition, that pat on the back, then comes pride and he gets offended. And then we go into the offense trap, the same thing that happened with him and Elon Musk. And then that opens the door for all the demons to come in, and bada bing, bada boom. Now we got a whole poop storm on our entire hands. Just. So what am I saying? In summary, great job, Megyn Kelly, for doing what you did. It's your pretty self. By making stiff-necked Ben Shapiro lose. I'm Ben Shapiro and I'm stiff-necked like this. And what I'm saying is that Candace Owens has accused Erica Kirk of killing her husband. Yes, that's what she said. That boy's dethroned. Let's keep it real. Ben Shapiro has been dethroned. And he's the biggest mouthpiece. The dethroning of Ben Shapiro is going to tame all that, tamper all that foolishness down. All right. The issue now is if Donald Trump is going to feed Seymour. Remember, feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long. Remember Seymour the giant plant? Hold on, let me show y'all Seymour. I can't play it because then they'll copy. Therein lies the problem, Donald Trump. And to everybody watching, y'all remember the movie Little Shop of Horrors? Remember? Little Shop of Horrors, bop to wop. Little Shop of Terror, bop to wop. Little Shop of Horrors, oh, 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 oh. Remember, the girl from Pam from Martin and the red girl from Martin was in that movie. I don't know if y'all remember that. Before there was Martin Lawrence. Donald Trump listened to James Williams, also known as the Stankonian ambassador, when he's clowning and joking. But I am an ambassador. I'm an ambassador for sure. Jesus Christ made me an ambassador. I need you to listen to the ambassador real quick. You see, that right there is Audrey 2. Seymour is you. And then there's Audrey 1, which is America. Okay? And see, when you came out, you made some promises. And everybody was patient with you. Audrey 2 was patient with you. Because you pricked the finger, and you started feeding Audrey 2 with your own blood. Prick the finger again, and then you start getting Band-Aids on your finger. And then you say, okay, I can't keep on feeding Audrey 2 my own blood. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in Elon Musk, and we're going to have Doge cuts. And so you went in and you started cutting everything with Doge, and all the people loved it. Audrey 2 was excited. You chopping up bodies. Throwing legs in there, throwing arms in there, throwing heads in there, torsos, feet, everything. And then you kept on feeding her. Kept feeding Audrey 2 till she got big. And then you left. And you walked out on her. And you closed the door. Because you got distracted. You had other things going on. You had all these other pretty girls that wanted your attention. Iran, the Iranian girl, the Persian girl, she wanted your attention. The Israeli girl wanted your attention. The Indian girls want your attention. The Al-Qaeda girls want your attention. The African girls want your attention. Them Nigerian, big booty Nigerian girls want your attention. All these women came out and you ignoring Audrey. And she just sitting there hungry. I can't wait to Seymour get back. Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long. And that's the problem you got right now, Mr. President. Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long. And then you told her, you said, I got the Epstein files and we gonna arrest the people. Then you came out and said, Audrey 2, I know you. I told you I had them Epstein files, but them files is useless. You didn't explain to Audrey number 2 the reason why the files are useless. You didn't say, hey, Audrey, listen to me, honey, Audrey number 2. The reason why I can't give you the Epstein files is 2 reasons. Number 1, I use them to blackmail some of these people so I can feed them to you later. So you got a meal coming in the future. But also, they injected a whole bunch of things into those files that make me look like I'm a bad guy. So if I release them, all you're going to get is a whole bunch of lies. Audrey would have believed you. Audrey 2 would have believed you. Because at that point in time, you had the trust of Audrey 2 because you had just finished chopping up stuff and feeding her, chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping and feeding her. But instead, you told her, Audrey, shut up. And you slapped on, you see them big old lips? You slapped on them lips. Shut up. Then you went on, you got busy. And you tried to get an award. You tried to get a peace prize. And Audrey's like, I don't really care about that prize. I'm hungry. Feed me. Feed me. Feed me. And then Audrey starts to say, hey, this is Audrey 2. Audrey 1 is America. I want you to remember this. Audrey 2 says, Mr. President, the reason why you're not feeding me is because of these people. Why don't you feed me them people? Why don't you feed me Pam Bondi? Why don't you feed me Cash Patel? Why don't you feed me Dan Bongino? And whatever the other guy's name in the FBI, that the one that's messing. Feed me them people. You say, shut up. You can't eat them. They with me. So now Audrey saying, oh, really? Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. Head went up like this. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. Mr. President, you better feed Audrey number 2 before she eat you. And you may say, well, how would Audrey number 2 eat Donald J. Trump? You want to know how Audrey number 2 will eat Donald J. Trump? All Audrey number 2 got to do is not vote for you. Not vote for anybody you support. All they got to do is walk away from you. And guess what that means? That means that whole Democratic establishment that tried to kill you, that tried to put you in prison, you're going to lose all that power, and they're going to come in and they're going to destroy you and your whole family. And the worst thing about Audrey number 2 is, guess what? Audrey number 2 is going to be sitting there eating something else. And the worst part about Audrey number 2, I ain't like this, but I'm just going to tell you, Mr. President, Audrey number 2 might just feast on you. Because that's what I'm seeing. That's what the ambassador is seeing. Audrey is hungry, and you need to feed Audrey because she might eat you with them. And you can sit there and you can say, I've got the best economy there has been. And that may be true. We're bringing in more tariff money than we ever brought in. And that may be true. And I brought gas prices down. And that may be true. But you missing the fundamental thing. Somewhere along the line, you got disconnected. Everybody was saying when Donald Trump went to Washington and they booed him, it was like, oh, they booed him, disrespected the president. Well, I'll tell you this. Mr. President should visit another football game. Come down to the South and go to a football game just so you can test your mettle. You should. You should get away from the White House and you should get amongst the people, find out, and see if you get booed down here. Now, sir, if you get down here and you start getting, let's say you get 20% boos, then you need to listen to that 20%. Stop listening to them people in that office that's telling you all this foolishness. Oh, this is the greatest, you're the bestest, most smellingest, most beautifulest, most glorious king ever. Like you in Zamunda or something, and like it's coming to America. The royal penis is clean, your highness. No. You got to get out them castle walls, man. You need to get out them castle walls, or you need to bring people from outside the walls in to talk to you. Yeah. Now let's get started on the video.